Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to get what they want, while others keep struggling with the same problems year after year? Here's the hard truth: your weaknesses are not just small flaws. They are silent enemies working against you every single day. Most people think weakness is just part of someone's personality. That's wrong. Weakness is a choice. And every day you choose to stay weak, you also choose to stay powerless. Machiavelli understood something modern society tries hard to hide from you. Everyone sees the image you show on the outside. But only a few people ever get to know who you really are. The world does not reward good intentions. It rewards strength, smart moves, and real results. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to spot the weaknesses that are ruining your life and how to remove them before they destroy everything you've been working for. But before we begin, let me ask you something. What if everything you were taught about being nice and patient was actually meant to keep you easy to control? Let's begin. Number 1, weakness is programmed, not natural. Weakness is not something you were born with. It's something that gets slowly planted into your mind from childhood. Think about it. From the very beginning, society teaches you to always say sorry, even when you did nothing wrong. Put other people's needs before your own. Never stand up for yourself because it might seem rude. Settle for average because everyone is trying their best. Wait for permission before chasing your dreams. Feel bad for wanting more than other people have. This is not education. This is programming. And the reason for it? To create obedient, predictable people who will never challenge the system. Now look at how this programming shows up in your everyday life. You wake up and check your phone first thing in the morning, letting other people's problems and priorities take over your mind before you've even decided what matters to you that day. You say yes to things you don't even want to do because saying no feels uncomfortable, even though every yes to what you don't want is a no to what you actually do want. You make your achievements look smaller because you don't want others to feel bad, which means you are basically punishing yourself for doing well. You avoid hard conversations, so small problems grow into big ones instead of being handled early when they were still easy to fix. Machiavelli once said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves." One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. But you were trained to be neither. You were trained to be prey. Every time you avoid conflict, every time you accept less than you deserve, every time you make excuses for people who do not respect you, you are making that programming even stronger. And the most dangerous part? This programming makes you believe that choosing yourself is selfish, that having standards is mean, and that wanting more is greedy. But the people who taught you those rules do not even live by them. And the successful people around you did not get where they are by always making themselves small for others. Here's the good news: once you recognize the programming, you can break it. Start questioning everything you were taught about being polite. Ask yourself, is this belief helping me grow, or is it keeping me small? When someone tells you to be realistic, ask yourself, are they trying to protect me, or are they trying to protect themselves from seeing me succeed? And when someone says you are changing as you become stronger, take that as a compliment, not an insult. Number 2, weakness makes you a target. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. In the real world, there are only 2 types of people. Those who go after what they want, and those who get whatever is left behind. Your weaknesses are not just personal flaws. They are like giant warning signs telling everyone around you, this person can be controlled. Think about your workplace. Who gets promoted? The person who works the hardest? Or the person who knows how to position themselves the right way? The one who stays late every night hoping someone notices? Or the one who makes sure their work is seen and their value is impossible to ignore? Now think about your relationships. Who has more power? The person who cares more? Or the person who is ready to walk away? The person who accepts any kind of treatment because they are scared of being alone? Or the person who knows their value and expects respect? So what happens when you show weakness? People keep testing your boundaries. They push a little more each time, just to see how much you will allow. Your opinions get ignored in meetings because people know you won't push back. Your time gets treated like it matters less than everyone else's because you never protect it. Your goals get laughed at or brushed aside because people know you won't defend them with confidence. The hard truth is this: people do not respect what they can easily control. They respect what they cannot control. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." That does not mean being cruel. It means being the kind of person whose boundaries come with consequences. Being feared does not mean people are terrified of you. It means they respect your standards and know you will stand on them. It means they think twice before wasting your time. It means they stop and consider your reaction before crossing your boundaries. It means they value your opinion because they know you do not speak carelessly. When you show weakness, you are not only hurting yourself. You are teaching people how to treat you badly. Every time you accept disrespect, you are showing people that disrespecting you costs them nothing. Your weakness becomes their chance. Your hesitation becomes their advantage. Your fear becomes their control over you. And here is the worst part. Once people realize they can manipulate you, they stop respecting you completely. Even if they benefit from your weakness, deep down, they still look down on it. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose respect over approval, and strength over comfort. Number 3, the comfort trap keeps you weak. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Most people choose the safe path. The familiar path. The path where they never have to face their fears. And that is exactly why they stay stuck in lives they don't even want. Comfort creates weakness because it removes the need to grow. When everything feels easy, you never build the strength you need for real-life challenges. Look around you. How many people do you know who are living the exact same life they were living 5 years ago? Same job. Same problems. Same excuses. Same limits. That is not bad luck. That is comfort. But here is the real price of comfort. Your potential dies in comfort. Every day you choose the easy way out, you choose to stay exactly where you are. Dreams do not always die in some dramatic way. Most times, they die quietly. One comfortable choice at a time. Your skills get weaker in comfort. Just like your body needs resistance to stay strong, your mind also needs challenges to stay sharp. If you keep avoiding hard situations, you slowly become less able to handle them. Your confidence becomes smaller in comfort. Real confidence comes from doing hard things and proving to yourself that you can survive them. If you only do what feels easy, you start doubting yourself the moment life gets hard. Your opportunities disappear in comfort. The best opportunities usually come with risk, pressure, and uncertainty. People who always avoid discomfort miss the exact chances that could change their entire life. Machiavelli once said, "Whoever wishes to foresee the future must consult the past, for human events ever resemble those of preceding times." And the pattern never changes. The people who avoid discomfort today create much bigger pain for themselves tomorrow. The person who avoids hard conversations ends up stuck in a relationship that slowly destroys their self-respect. The person who avoids career risks ends up watching younger, more driven people get promoted ahead of them. The person who avoids physical discomfort ends up with a body that cannot keep up with their goals. The person who avoids emotional discomfort ends up living a life that feels safe on the outside, but empty on the inside. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They learned how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. They made the phone call that scared them. They had the hard conversation. They made the move that everyone else called risky. They invested in themselves even when they felt like they couldn't afford it. They started before they felt ready. While everyone else was choosing comfort, they were choosing growth. And the more you learn to embrace discomfort for the sake of your goals, the easier your life actually becomes. Why? Because you build the confidence and the skill to handle whatever life throws at you. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I embrace discomfort as the price of my evolution. Number 4, the 4 lies that destroy your power. Now let me expose the 4 biggest lies that keep people weak and powerless. Lie number 1, good things come to those who wait. Wrong. Good things come to those who take action. While you're waiting for the perfect time, someone else is already moving, and taking what could have been yours. Lie number 2, everyone deserves respect. Not true. Respect is earned, not automatically given. When you give respect to people who haven't earned it, you lower your own value in the process. Lie number 3, just be yourself and people will like you. Wrong. The wrong version of yourself will attract the wrong people. And the right version of yourself, the stronger, sharper, more disciplined version, might make some people uncomfortable. And honestly, that's exactly the version you need to become. Lie number 4, everything happens for a reason. This is one of the biggest lies of all. It keeps people stuck in a victim mindset. Things don't just happen because of some magical reason. Things happen because of the choices you make and the actions you take. Machiavelli once said, everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. So stop looking weak by believing these lies. Every one of these lies does the same thing. They keep you passive. They keep you waiting. They keep you depending on other people for the success you should be building yourself. Now I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I reject comfortable lies and embrace uncomfortable truths. Number 5, replace emotion with calculation. This is where most people lose. They make emotional decisions first, and then try to explain them with logic later. Successful people do the opposite. They make logical decisions first, then manage their emotions around those decisions. When someone disrespects you, your emotions say, get angry. But your calculation should ask, what response will help me the most in the long run? When someone offers you an opportunity, your emotions say, what if I fail? But your calculation should ask, what's the real risk, and what's the real reward? When someone tries to manipulate you, your emotions say, maybe they're right. But your calculation should ask, what are they really trying to get from me? How emotional decisions ruin your life. You react instead of responding. Reactions are automatic, and most times, they make things worse. Responses are thoughtful, controlled, and strategic. You make choices based on how you feel in the moment, instead of what will actually help you in the future. Feelings can change in an hour. But consequences can last for years. You become easy to predict. And when people can predict your emotional reactions, they can use those reactions against you to get what they want. You also waste your energy fighting the wrong battles. Emotions make everything feel urgent and important, even when it really isn't. Now here's how calculation changes everything. Before you react to any situation, ask yourself, what outcome do I actually want here? Before you take any action, ask, how will this affect my position 6 months from now? Before you deal with difficult people, ask, is this really worth my time and energy, or am I just trying to protect my ego? Machiavelli once said, the wise man does at once what the fool does finally. What's the difference? The wise person thinks first, then acts. The fool reacts first, then pays for it later. This doesn't mean becoming cold or heartless. It means using your emotions as signals, not as the system that controls your decisions. Your emotions tell you what matters to you. Your calculation tells you the best way to get it. For example, your emotions tell you that someone's behavior is unacceptable. Your calculation tells you the smartest way to deal with it. Your emotions tell you an opportunity excites you. Your calculation tells you whether it's truly worth chasing. Your emotions tell you someone hurt you. Your calculation tells you whether confronting them will improve things, or just make you feel better for a moment. Most people do the opposite. They let their emotions lead, and then wonder why they keep ending up in the same painful situations. They react with anger when someone disrespects them, which makes the conflict worse instead of solving it. They make career decisions based on fear instead of real opportunity. They stay in toxic relationships because leaving feels scary, even though staying only guarantees more pain. Now I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am the master of my emotions, not their slave. Strategic detachment, stop needing outcomes too much. Here's something that can change everything for you. The moment you become too attached to any outcome, you lose your power over that outcome. Why? Because attachment makes you predictable. And predictable people are easy to control. When you desperately need someone's approval, they control you. When you desperately need one specific job, the employer has all the power. When you desperately need a relationship to work, the other person knows they can treat you badly and still get away with it. Strategic detachment means you want the best result, but you are prepared for any result. Machiavelli once said, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present." In simple terms, always have options. Never put yourself in a position where one person's decision can destroy your plans. Always have a plan B, a plan C, and even a plan D. When you are not desperate, you make better choices. When you are not needy, people respect you more. When you are not attached to one outcome, you are free to make the moves that actually create the outcome you want. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My peace comes from within, not from external validation. The final lesson, become the consequence. Here's the final lesson, and it may be the most important one of all. Stop explaining yourself to people who already want to misunderstand you. Stop trying to justify your choices to people who will never carry the consequences of those choices. Stop apologizing for taking up space in a world that needs what you bring. You are not here to make everyone feel comfortable with your success. You are not here to shrink yourself so other people can feel bigger. You are not here to apologize for wanting more from life. Machiavelli once said, "It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles." Your value does not come from what people think about you. Your value comes from what you do with the time you have been given. Become the kind of person who does not need to announce their power. People can feel it. Become the kind of person who does not need to prove their worth. Their results speak for them. Become the kind of person who does not need to defend their choices. Their success becomes the defense. When you truly carry strength, you do not need to act strong. When you truly carry confidence, you do not need to prove you are confident. When you truly carry success, you do not need to convince anyone you are successful. You become the consequence other people must deal with. Not through force. Not through aggression. But through the undeniable reality of who you decided to become. Today, you learned that weakness is not just a personality flaw. It is a strategic disadvantage that affects every area of your life. You learned how society programs weakness into you from childhood, keeping you easy to control and easy to predict. You understood why comfort is the enemy of growth, and why you must accept discomfort if you want to evolve. You exposed the 4 lies that keep most people powerless for their entire lives. You learned how to replace emotional reactions with strategic thinking. You discovered the power of detachment and why desperation kills your leverage. And finally, you learned how to become the consequence, the kind of person whose presence changes the energy of every room they walk into. This is not about becoming cold or cruel. This is about becoming strong, strategic, and impossible to shake as you chase the life you truly deserve. If this video helped you see your weaknesses in a new way, hit the like button and subscribe for more truth that changes lives. And remember, your weakness is not your identity. It is just a habit. And habits can be changed. Start today.